In the world of bodybuilding, there are legends, there are beasts, and then there is Nick Walker. Known as the Mutant, Nick isn't just a bodybuilder. He's a weapon of mass destruction built out of muscle, steel, and pure obsession. When Nick Walker steps on stage, the air shifts. Crowds don't just watch him, they feel him. Every flex, every pose, every muscle fiber looks like it's about to tear through his skin, as if his body has outgrown the very limits of human design. His arms, dangerous cannons. His chest, a fortress of raw power. His back, a shield carved by the gods themselves. This isn't just bodybuilding. It's a war zone, and Nick Walker is the soldier that no one dares to face. But what makes Nick dangerous isn't only the size of his muscles, it's the mind behind them. He trains like a man possessed. The weights aren't tools for him, they're victims. Every rep, every set, is an attack. The gym becomes a battlefield, and Nick leaves no survivors. His veins pump not just blood, but a fire that screams dominance. Nick Walker earned his reputation fast. From his early days, people doubted him. They said he was too blocky, too big, too unusual. But Nick didn't care about fitting the mold, he broke it. He transformed himself into a monster the sport had never seen before. And now, every competitor knows, when Nick Walker's name is on the list, danger is in the air. Watch him walk. Shoulders wide like steel doors, veins crawling across his arms like electric wires. His physique looks radioactive, like it shouldn't even exist in nature. His nickname, the Mutant, fits perfectly because standing next to him makes even seasoned bodybuilders look fragile, like prey standing before a predator. Nick isn't satisfied with being good. He's hungry for greatness. He's chasing the Sando trophy with the hunger of a wild animal. And when Nick hunts, he doesn't stop until he's ripped his goal apart. Look into his eyes on stage. Cold, focused, lethal. That's not a smile, that's a warning. His physique screams danger, but his aura? Even deadlier. It tells every other bodybuilder, you're in my way, and I'm coming for you. Fans love him because he's real. Raw. Brutal. He doesn't sugarcoat. He doesn't hide. He speaks his mind. He works his body, and he destroys expectations. That honesty, combined with his terrifying look, makes Nick Walker one of the most dangerous men to ever step into bodybuilding. And what's even scarier, he's still evolving. The mutant hasn't reached his final form. He's adding size, adding density, sharpening his conditioning. Like a monster growing stronger in the shadows, he's waiting for the perfect moment to unleash his deadliest version yet. For his rivals, this is a nightmare. For fans, it's a thrill ride. And for Nick Walker, it's just destiny. Because in bodybuilding, size matters. Symmetry matters. Conditioning matters. But danger? That's what sets Nick apart. He doesn't just compete, he threatens. He doesn't just pose, he dominates. He doesn't just exist, he intimidates. Nick Walker is more than a bodybuilder. He's a warning to anyone who dares step on stage beside him. A walking weapon, a dangerous force of nature, a living, breathing mutant. And mark these words. When the dust settles at the Olympia stage, the world will know the danger of Nick Walker.
Today we unleash the monster. This is Rubial Mascara, and he is not just a bodybuilder, he is a living beast, a creature of mass, density, and unstoppable power. When Rubial steps on stage, it's not just a walk, it's an earthquake. The lights tremble, the crowd gasps, and the other competitors suddenly look small. Look at his frame. Shoulders like massive boulders, wide enough to block out the sun. A chest like a wall of armor built for destruction. Arms so huge they look like cannons ready to explode. And legs like tree trunks, carved with deep striations that look like claw marks from the monster within. Rubial doesn't just pose, he attacks the stage. When he spreads his lats, it's like wings unfurling, casting shadows across the entire arena. When he hits that most muscular, it's like an explosion of granite, flesh, and fury. This is not the body of a normal human being. This is the body of a monster born for battle. Rubial's presence makes even the biggest names look fragile. He forces you to question human limits. How can anyone carry this much muscle and still move with such dangerous confidence? How can a man pack this much density and still look sharp, aesthetic, and refined? The answer is simple. Rubial Mascara is not like anyone else. And here's what makes him terrifying. He's only getting started. This monster is evolving, growing, adding new layers of freaky muscle with every passing day. He's not chasing greatness, he's devouring it. In bodybuilding, size alone doesn't win. You need proportion. You need razor-sharp conditioning. You need presence. And Rubial has all of it. Wide shoulders, a deadly taper down to a razor waist, separation so deep it looks unreal. Under the lights, he doesn't just flex, he transforms into a creature of war. The stage is a battlefield, and Rubial Mascara, he's the beast unleashed to conquer it. His competitors might bring their best, But when Rubial shows up, it's like mortals standing against a titan. Fans call him the Colombian Hulk. But even that name isn't enough. The Hulk is a comic book fantasy. Rubial Mascara is real. Flesh, blood, and pure unstoppable force. Every pose shakes the arena. Every flex makes the crowd erupt. And every time Rubial steps out, bodybuilding changes forever. He is not here to blend in. He is not here to be just another competitor. He is here to dominate, to terrify, to crush. He is here to show the world that monsters are real. And this monster's name is Rubial Mascara.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world of the Nigerian lion, the human beast, the masked monster who walks among mortals, Samson Dada. When this titan steps on stage, the entire crowd freezes. They know they are witnessing something beyond human. His presence is not just a physique. It's a force of nature, a storm of muscle, mass. And power that makes even the biggest bodybuilders look small. Samson is not just a competitor. He is a monster in flesh and blood. Born in Nigeria and forged through relentless training and unbreakable will, Samson Dada has risen from the depths of struggle to the heights of bodybuilding glory. He is not just a bodybuilder. He is a gladiator, a warrior, a modern-day colossus who shatters limits every time he hits the stage. Look at his massive frame. Over 300 pounds of raw, dense, muscle-built perfection. His shoulders explode like cannons. His arms swell like serpents ready to strike, and his legs. Those legs are tree trunks that shake the earth with every step. This is not a man. This is a lion among sheep. Samson's strength isn't just physical. It's mental, it's spiritual, it's something darker, something stronger. Every rep, every set, every drop of sweat he leaves on the gym floor builds not just muscle, but a legacy of dominance. He trains like a beast possessed, crushing the iron, breaking barriers, demanding that his body transform into a weapon of mass destruction. When he steps under the stage lights at Mr. Olympia or the Arnold Classic, his physique looks unreal, massive size combined with flowing aesthetics. This is why the world calls him the Nigerian lion. He is not blocky, he is not sloppy. He is art in the form of a monster. Muscle flows into muscle, creating a balance that defies logic. His chest looks like armor. his back like the wings of a demon, and his conditioning shreds through the lights to reveal every striation, every vein, every cut. Samson doesn't just flex. He dominates. He doesn't just pose. He strikes fear into the competition. The crowd roars, the cameras flash, and yet, Samson stands calm, like a king on his throne, knowing that no one can match his presence. He is a monster who has tamed his own darkness, unleashing it only on the stage to show the world that bodybuilding is not just about size, not just about shape, but about power, about fear, about aura. Samson Dada is the nightmare of his competitors. When they see his name on the list, they know they are fighting not a man, but a beast who cannot be broken. His confidence is unshakable, his work ethic is merciless, and his determination is something out of a legend. And what makes him even more terrifying is his hunger. Samson is not satisfied. He is not complacent. He wants more size, more condition, more dominance. He is constantly evolving, constantly pushing. Constantly growing into a version of himself that is beyond anything the world has ever seen. This is why fans call him a monster. Because when Samson Dada walks into the room, everyone feels the vibration of his energy. When he trains, the iron trembles. When he competes, the world watches in awe. So remember his name. Samson Dada, the Nigerian lion, the monster who refuses to be stopped. He is here to crush limits, to tear down barriers, and to show that true greatness is built through blood, sweat, and a hunger that can never die. This is not just bodybuilding. This is war. This is dominance. This is Samson Dada, the monster of the stage.
He is a monster unleashed. A force carved out of fire, pain, and relentless hunger. They call him the Persian wolf, but on stage, he is something even darker, something far more dangerous. When Hadi walks into the spotlight, it's not a show. It's a takeover. His traps rise like the shoulders of a beast ready for war. His chest looks like slabs of steel welded together. His arms, so thick and vascular, they don't even look human. Every pose is a strike. Every flex is a thunderstorm. Every glance tells his rivals, your time is over. The Persian wolf was forged under pressure. From the streets of Iran, with nothing but willpower and raw determination, Hadi built his body in conditions that would break most men. No luxury gyms, no easy path, only pain, only struggle, only sacrifice. And that sacrifice has turned him into a monster the world can't ignore. Look closer. His conditioning is carved to the bone. Veins tear across his arms like raging rivers. His waist stays tight, deadly sharp. And his back spreads like the wings of a demon, blocking out the light. He brings mass, detail, symmetry, and that freak factor that makes judges and fans drop their jaws in disbelief. When Hadi flexes, the crowd doesn't just cheer. They gasp. Because what they're seeing doesn't look human. It looks like a creature designed for one purpose, domination. And inside the gym, Hadi is even scarier. Every workout is war. Every set is destruction. He trains like a caged beast smashing against steel, breaking his body down only to rebuild it stronger, thicker, more monstrous. are no excuses. No weakness. Only blood, sweat, and fire. That's why they call him the Persian wolf. A wolf is relentless. A wolf hunts without mercy. A wolf never backs down. And that is exactly what Hadi brings to the stage. He stalks his prey, then strikes with the force of a monster no one can stop. Fans see him as a hero. Rivals see him as a nightmare. The bodybuilding world sees him for what he truly is, a legend in the making. A monster who refuses to be tamed. Hadi Choopan is not finished. He is only getting bigger, sharper, and more terrifying. Every time he steps on stage, he doesn't just compete, he devours. And one truth becomes crystal clear. Monsters are real. And this one's name is Hadi Choopan.
In the world of bodybuilding, there are strong men. There are champions. And then, there are monsters. Standing tall, rising above the crowd, with a physique so unreal it looks carved from stone. His name shakes the stage, echoes in the gym, and burns in the hearts of fans across the globe. This is Andrew Jacked, the man, the beast, the phenomenon. When Andrew Jacked first walked onto the bodybuilding scene, people didn't just see a competitor, they saw something out of this world. A frame so massive, yet so perfectly balanced, that it made even the veterans of the sport pause in shock. Towering at 6'2", with arms like cannons, a chest wide as a battlefield, and legs carved like steel pillars. Andrew wasn't just another bodybuilder. He was a monster unleashed. Every step he takes carries power. Every pose he hits makes the crowd roar. When he flexes, it's not just muscle, it's art. Art forged in pain, sweat, and endless nights of hunger and discipline. But don't get it twisted, monsters aren't born. They are made. Andrew Jack's journey has been built through blood and sacrifice. From the first time he touched iron, he wasn't chasing normal. He was chasing greatness. He was chasing immortality in the sport of bodybuilding. And every rep, every set, every drop of sweat carved him closer to the beast we see today. Look at his physique. His back spreads like the wings of a dragon. His shoulders roll like mountains stacked on mountains. His arms look like weapons designed for war. And his legs? They carry the weight of a giant, sculpted with striations deep enough to cut shadows in the stage lights. This isn't just bodybuilding anymore. This is evolution. Andrew Jacked has turned his body into a weapon, a machine, a structure that makes even the greatest champions rethink what's possible. And when he stepped on the Olympia stage, the entire world felt his presence. Under the lights, with oil glistening across his skin. He is not just competing against other men. He is competing against history itself. He is writing his name alongside legends, and he is doing it his way. Fast, powerful, and unstoppable. But here's the truth about monsters. They never rest. They never settle. They never stop hungering for more. And Andrew Jacked? He's hungry. Hungry for dominance, hungry for the crown, hungry to prove that the future of bodybuilding belongs to him. The iron doesn't scare him. The pain doesn't break him. The grind doesn't shake him. He embraces it all, because every single ounce of suffering brings him closer to his destiny. Andrew Jacked is not just a bodybuilder. He is a titan rising from the shadows, a warrior stepping into the fire, a monster that cannot be contained. So when you see him hit that most muscular pose, with veins exploding, striations splitting, and raw power radiating from his frame, remember this moment, because you are witnessing the rise of something rare, something fearsome, something that will be remembered for generations. This is Andrew Jacked, the monster, the beast, the nightmare of his rivals, and the dream of every bodybuilding fan who craves greatness. And his story? It's only just beginning. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the realm of giants, where muscle meets madness, and where one name strikes fear and respect into the heart of every bodybuilder alive. Derek Lunsford. This is not just a man. This is a creature forged in fire, a monster built brick by brick, rep by rep, until he became something far beyond human. When Derek steps on stage, the world doesn't just watch. The world trembles. Look at the size. Look at the freak factor. This isn't just bodybuilding. This is war.
I'm the biggest bodybuilding fan that there is out there, and to be Mr. Olympia now, it just kind of feels like, oh, so surreal.
Yeah, I mean, you're able to be...
Derek's physique is a deadly weapon. His shoulders are boulders that look like they were carved from stone. His arms, monstrous pythons ready to crush anything in their path. His chest is a wall of steel, ripped and dense, like armor built for battle. And his legs? Two tree trunks that shake the stage with every step, showing a level of density and power that can only be described as monster-like. But Derek Lunsford is not just a monster in size. He is a monster in spirit. He wasn't handed glory. He fought for it. He bled for it. He pushed beyond limits that break ordinary men. In the gym, he becomes a beast. Every rep is a roar. Every set is a battle. Every drop of sweat is a reminder that this is a man possessed. Remember his journey from 212 pounds to open class mass monster. People doubted him. They said he couldn't do it. They said he was too small, too weak, too far behind the Titans. But Derek did what monsters do best. He proved them all wrong. He transformed. He evolved. He turned into a creature of pure domination. When Derek stands on the Olympia stage, the lights hit his physique and every muscle explodes like dynamite. Veins pop, striations slash across his body like battle scars, and the crowd can feel the energy. It's not just a pose. It's an attack. It's not just flexing. It's a warning. Look into his eyes and you don't see fear. You see fire. A fire that burns to be the best. A fire that doesn't stop until the world knows his name. His back, a monster's wings, wide, detailed, and unstoppable. His conditioning, sharp enough to cut steel. His presence, terrifying. When he hits that rear double bicep, IT looks like a beast unleashing its true form. Make no mistake, this is the era of Derek Lunsford. A monster who came from the depths of doubt to the heights of legend. He is the kind of bodybuilder who makes fans scream, judges pause, and competitors question their very existence. So when you hear his name, remember this. Derek Lunsford is not just a man. He is a force of nature, a storm in human form. A monster born for the stage, built for glory, and destined for immortality. The future of bodybuilding has many warriors, but only one monster who cannot be stopped, and his name is Derek Lunsford. Ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about danger in bodybuilding, when we talk about a man who looks like he was built in a lab, there is only one name that sends shivers down the spine of his competitors. The Beast, Roelly Winklaar. Roelly isn't just a bodybuilder. He is a living weapon. Every time he steps on stage, IT feels like an earthquake has been unleashed. His physique is not just big. It's terrifying. A mass of freaky muscle, vascularity, and conditioning that makes him look more like a monster than a man. His arms, legendary. Some call them the biggest arms in the history of the sport. When Roelly flexes, his biceps look like cannons ready to explode. His triceps hang like meat cleavers, sharp and deadly, as if they could cut through steel. No bodybuilder has ever made muscle look this dangerous, this unnatural, this powerful. But it's not just the size. It's the combination of mass and shape. Roelly's physique is a nightmare for his rivals. His chest swells out like an armored shield. His shoulders look like boulders stacked on top of one another. His back, wide, thick, and covered in layers of muscle like a suit of war. When Roelly walks, he doesn't just walk, he stomps. The stage bends under his weight. He is a freak of nature, a dangerous creation built for one purpose: to dominate. His legs are pillars, his calves like rocks carved by the gods. Every step he takes is a warning. Get out of the way or be crushed. In competitions, Roelly Winklaar is the nightmare no one wants to face. Because when he hits a most muscular, it's not just a pose, it's a threat. His veins bulge, his skin tightens, and his muscles look like they're about to tear through his body. The audience screams, the judges stare in shock, and his competitors lose hope. Roelly is dangerous because he embodies the extreme. He is the edge of human physique, the limit of what a body can become. He is not just big, he is not just conditioned. He is a freak among freaks. His presence alone. The reason he's called the Beast is simple. When he unleashes his physique, IT doesn't just look impressive. It looks scary. It looks like he was built for war. Like a gladiator from another dimension, untouchable, unstoppable, unforgiving. His journey in bodybuilding is equally deadly. From being discovered to becoming one of the most talked about mass monsters in the sport, Roelly has carried with him a reputation. The reputation of a dangerous contender who can overtake anyone on any given day. And let's not forget his charisma. Yes, Roelly smiles on stage. He is loved by fans. But that smile is deceptive. Behind that friendly face lives a predator, a warrior who can strike at any moment. Once the lights hit him, that smile fades and the beast emerges. Roelly Winklaar is a reminder that bodybuilding is not just about beauty, it's about power. It's about intensity. It's about taking the human body and turning it into something that looks almost too dangerous to exist. When he flexes, it's like a warning sign, a signal to every other competitor. This is what fear looks like. This is what danger looks like. This is Roelly Winklaar. So next time you think about the most dangerous bodybuilder of all time, remember the name. Remember the monster. Remember the beast from Curacao, Roelly Winklaar. Because in the world of bodybuilding, he doesn't just compete. He terrorizes.
He destroys it. A monster built from raw power, a titan who moves like a machine, a dangerous force whose name strikes fear into the competition. His name is Nick Walker. They call him the Mutant, and when he flexes, the world trembles. Look at him. This is not just muscle. This is armor, thick, dense, and unforgiving. Every vein is like lightning across his body. Every pose is a warning to his enemies. You are standing in front of something not human. Nick Walker didn't climb into bodybuilding to be an average man. No, he came to tear down limits. He came to show the world what happens when discipline meets fury, and what he built is nothing short of terrifying. Just look at his arms. They're like cannons, ready to blow through any obstacle. His shoulders, boulders stacked with unnatural power. His legs, giant pillars, as if they were carved from stone by the gods themselves. Every time Nick steps on that stage, it is not a performance, it is a demolition. His presence is heavy, his energy is deadly, and his physique, it leaves judges and fans paralyzed. The Mutant isn't here to play safe. He's here to crush, to destroy, to erase doubt. Nick Walker is dangerous because he's relentless. While others rest, he trains. While others break, he pushes. He doesn't care about excuses. He doesn't care about limits. He cares about one thing: domination. And this is why his competitors fear him. They know that when he shows up, their chances shrink to nothing. How do you stand against a man who looks like he was engineered for war? How do you compete against a mutant who just keeps getting bigger, stronger, and sharper every single year? His journey is not just about muscle. It's about pain, blood, and sacrifice. Every rep he lifts, every drop of sweat, every single day he suffers, builds the monster you see before you. Nick Walker is a storm, a living earthquake, a creature of focus and madness. And on the Mr. Olympia stage, he is not there to participate. When the lights hit his body, you can see it. The vascularity, the thickness, the massive proportions that should not be possible for a human being. This is what makes him dangerous, because he isn't just strong, he looks unstoppable. His nickname, the Mutant, isn't a joke, it is a warning. He doesn't move like a man. He doesn't train like a man. He trains like a weapon. He evolves like something from another world. Every time he steps on stage, IT feels like a battlefield. The crowd roars, the lights explode, and there he is, the mutant, the beast, the dangerous machine named Nick Walker. His story is far from over. This is just the beginning. The future is dark. The future is heavy. And the future belongs to the mutant. Because when Nick Walker walks into the arena, it's not just a competition. It's a warning. It's a statement. It's the rise of a monster that no one can ignore. Nick Walker isn't here to be a legend someday. He's here to be a nightmare right now.
In the world of bodybuilding, there are athletes, there are champions, and then there are monsters. And today, we are talking about a man who doesn't just walk into a gym, he invades it. A man whose muscles look like they were carved out of steel and danger itself. A man known around the world as Goodvito. Standing with a presence that can freeze a room, Goodvito is not just a bodybuilder. He's a walking weapon. His physique is the kind of thing you don't just see. You feel it. Veins exploding, muscle fibers tearing through the skin, and a frame so massive it makes even professional bodybuilders look twice. From Russia to the global stage, Goodvito has created an image unlike anyone else. His growth, his sheer size, has been so shocking that fans call him unreal. Some even say he doesn't look human. He looks like something engineered in a laboratory. His traps rise like mountains. His arms are thicker than most men's legs. And his chest, it's not a chest anymore. It's a fortress. But what makes Goodvito so dangerous is not just his size. It's his intensity. When he steps into the gym, there's no mercy. He doesn't lift weights, he attacks them. Every rep looks like a battle, every set like a war. His training style is brutal, designed to push the body past human limits. And that's why his progress shocks the bodybuilding world again and again. Imagine this. A man standing at over 270 pounds of solid, raw muscle, veins running like lightning through every inch of his body, posing on stage with a smile that almost hides the beast inside. That's Goodvito, a monster wrapped in human skin. But don't think his rise has been easy. Behind the glory, behind the cameras, there's pain. There's blood. There's sacrifice. Goodvito has endured injuries, setbacks, and criticism. Many doubted him. Many said he was just hype. But every time they tried to bury his name, he came back bigger, leaner, more dangerous than ever before. His nickname may be Goodvito, but let's be clear, there's nothing good about standing next to him on stage. To his rivals, he is a nightmare. His presence destroys confidence, his proportions crush comparison, and his posing routines are a show of dominance. He doesn't just flex, he declares war. And as the bodybuilding world gears up for the future, there's one question echoing everywhere. Is Goodvito the man who will shake the Olympia stage? His size is already there, his conditioning is improving every year, and his hunger is unmatched. When Goodvito steps on that stage, it's not about competing, it's about conquering. Look closely at his physique. The cannonball shoulders, the serrated abs, the arms that look like weapons, and the quads. Massive, sweeping, cut deep like carved stone. He looks like he was built for battle, like a warrior from another era brought back to crush modern competition. That's why fans love him. That's why the world fears him. Because Goodvito represents something bodybuilding rarely sees, an unpredictable force. He is danger in human form. He is size, he is strength, and he is relentless drive. So when you hear his name, remember this. Goodvito isn't just another athlete. He's the storm that's coming. He's the shadow in the gym that makes everyone else look small. He's the monster that refuses to be stopped. And whether you love him or fear him, one thing is certain. You will never forget him. This is Goodvito.